everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Like Queen Lisa. Today is a Tuesday, and I made it. I'm not traveling. Yay! So I'm also really excited because my buddy Satoshi Sean will be joining us, and he has a surprise for me. Hopefully, it's a surprise for you too. We'll be right back with lots of good news about silver and a surprise right after this. Hey, Sean, I'm so excited.
Hey, cool. I'm excited too.
Maybe we should wait. Let's wait and hold it for like
Okay.
the second half.
All right.
Okay. All right. I said, what does it rhyme with? And he didn't tell me a rhyme at all, but it's something to do with $80 billion.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. He's so excited. He's throwing things.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people are familiar with Uncle Cliff's chart about the, what does he call it? Emotional tension chart. And let's see, Cliff chart. And it's spiking in June, and he specifically used the word seppuku, which I probably am saying that wrong. I apologize. But if you're Japanese, you may correct me below or in the comments. But it is the honorable death of like a samurai by disembowelment, self-disembowelment. So that
I was going to make a poop joke, and then you said embowelment. So that's
it's right. It's right there with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's a way for them to have an honorable death where they like literally disembowel themselves. They shove their knife up in their gut, and then there's this other person that like if they're kind of chicken of dying that suffering way, then that other person will lop their head off real fast.
They stand behind them.
Yeah, and so this is supposed to happen like the height of June. Well, this morning I was listening to a 107, and he's talking about the bond market fraud that's coming, the failure, and that it's 8 to 10. No, I'm sorry. 60 to 80, almost 100 times the failure that happened in 2008. And he said, there is no way to stop this tsunami. The best bet for you is to get on high ground, let it happen, and stay out of the way. If you are down thinking the wave is coming and you're down digging up stuff on the ground, picking up, what you think are treasures, you're going to get wiped away in the tsunami. Mm-hmm. So wait till it happens, get in your high ground, I'm guessing he didn't say this, but hard assets in your possession. And he did later in the video say specifically constitutional money from the mint would be something recognized and whatever for afterwards, whatever. Anyway, but he was saying that it was the powers that be that had talked to him about it, that this event was supposed to happen 8 months ago. And he's like, and they said at that time it would happen in about 6 months. So we're already past that point and delayed. It could happen at any time. Also, years ago, my friend Dr. Jim Willie, came on, and that's what he told me. That's what would break the system is the bond market. And specifically, it would start in Japan, the Japanese bond market. And then that makes sense with the seppuku and all that, because they don't have bankruptcy there or whatever. Like you lose everything and you lose everything. And so their system is so different. And so the bond market thing would kick off in Japan, the issues, whatever, but then it's coming here, and it's not only like bonds like you think about 401k, that kind of stuff, but it's tied to all the school bonds, which is tied to our property taxes. There's tremendous fraud that is going to come out in this tsunami regarding these bonds, misspending, fraud, and all of this kind of stuff. And so it was like all this is kind of like coalescing together. And then Uncle Cliff posted this morning, and he said, oh, this is not his. Hold on, let's switch to his post. think he added that post. Yeah, he added that post, or he retweeted this post about. So what this post is something very unusual is happening. Insiders are buying silver options, $900 to $1,000 for December 26 this year. And so he writes, "Hey, this will frost your flakes. You heard."
I just sold a buttload of silver for $69.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Well, it's a first, man.
If you need a tool, I mean, there's a Picasso's worth nothing if it's kept in the attic. And so if you need a tool at this time, and we're going through this, we're starting on this road of hyperinflation. We're all seeing it. I mean, we've been seeing it over time since COVID for groceries and all these things, but try to hold on, try to live modestly.
I did, but it went down like $2 a day for a week.
Okay.
I kept like, oh man, getting closer to the first, and it was like it went down to like $68 or something, and then it went up to 69. So I called them, and I was like, yeah, I'll send you.
And that was
40 ounces.
And Sean, you have to think about it, and this is where like anybody has to think about. It's a tool, and when you look at what you bought it for versus right now, you need that tool, and you're up in it from the time that you purchased it.
So I bought it for like $25, 27, something like that.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of us have had the greed, fear education through crypto in a massive way, because things swing so fast and you get greedy and you don't sell off, and then it dumps, and then you're pissed off. But that is the school of hard knocks and real life, and teaching you not to be so greedy, and teaching you it is a tool. It's not the thing to hoard. If it's not working for you, it's not worth having. So make a plan, work your plan, like they always say. Have a plan, work your plan. I don't know what the saying is, but something like that. So you can't look back on it like you made a bad choice.
Yeah.
If
it hits, $100, $200, I can be happy about it.
Oh, it's going to be, no, they're already buying futures for December at $900 to $1,000 an ounce.
All right.
So there's no reason. I mean, I'm not a silver expert in any way, but
I've been so bad at my silver. I don't know where it is.
Oh God, John.
Like 200 ounces. I don't know where it is. I had to go through my emails to look at orders that I had made. I'm like, hey, that's a 100-ounce bar. And then I don't remember if I gave it to someone. I called Nick. I'm like, Nick, did I give you a 100-ounce bar for like your birthday or Christmas? He's like, I don't know where I put the silver.
Oh, dear God.
I give people, like, everyone 10-ounce bars. How much birthday?
I'm buying a metal detector and coming to your house.
I have 2 giant safes right there.
Oh, well, that's where it probably is.
No, it's not. There was nothing in there. I have fake gold and silver that I would put out to see if someone would steal it.
Yeah.
And I know where that is.
You know where all that is.
Yeah, and we found like 50 ounces of silver under the couch. And I was like, why is that under the couch? I'm like, I don't know, you put it over here. But yeah, it's like, you got to get
all like looking at it, and then it got late at night, or you're watching a movie.
It comes in the mail, we open it, and like, oh, look, and then that's it. It goes on the coffee table, and the boys move it because they want to do something on a coffee table, or, and then it gets kicked under the couch or something.
Oh, no. You need rules at your house.
Yeah, we need to keep it all in the safes, or one of the safes.
Yeah. You need rules, for sure.
We find all the gold, though.
Huh?
I forgot I bought gold. It's like,
I forgot.
I bought all this gold stuff. I thought I was getting little bits of gold, too. Okay. Sold the gold a while ago, though. That was what
Yeah, I was really hoping this was going to be the summer or the spring break where in Clistata, like a bunch of Americans and stuff, because they've lost their jobs and whatever, I guess they start going and mining, but like pan mining in like, like the water thing on the side of the road.
Very interesting that you bring that up.
The gold, well, let me finish. Like the water thing on the side of the road. What he explained it, or what
Sluice. Is
that what it's called?
It's a S something. Sluice box.
talking about like a sluice or
Swoosh box, yeah.
the machine to do that. Well, this is just, he was talked about like them even using pans and stuff, but like where the water runs in a ditch thing in a pipe and then it drops. And then right there is like a little honey pot because it's heavy. So once
Culverts, yeah.
Culvert, yes, it gets pushed through. And then
Thanks.
he saw people looking like doing this in parks, like national parks.
That's what I wanted to bring up. I found out.
Oh.
So you can still stake a claim like in the old days, in the gold rush days. It's completely legal. The law is still on the books. People don't know about it. And here's the
every state or what states?
I think every state, but I know California, so you know it's got to be everywhere if California still allows it. It's a federal law. But anyway, this guy bought this old silver mine, and then he said, hey, you know, and you can go to public land, and you can just stake a claim, but it's super legalistic now, because you know who uses it?
Oh, corporations.
Giant corporations. Yeah. They've been stealing all this gold and silver and minerals from public land for the past 80 years.
Well, I had heard that's what that was. It Dasani or I'm not sure what brand water, Nestle, that they actually were tapping like you know, the state's water aquifer or a city's water aquifer,
Nestle's
and
not
then
an American company,
draining it out.
But anyway, so this guy, he staked a claim, and he said you can take all the gold and silver out of it. It's free. You have to pay like he paid like $90 for all the, you know, paperwork and everything. But it's public land, and you can do that on public land. And then you just get the ore and good to go. I thought that's kind of cool. But he said this law is still on the books because big corporations use it to get free mining rights and free land, and then they just strip mine the shit out of your public lands and then move on.
That's crazy that that's allowed. I know in Arkansas there's a mine. It's a state park, and it's a diamond mine. And every, you know, couple months or so, somebody will post they got like a, you know, so many carat rock, whatever, natural stone, you know, so it's kind of fun. And that's open to the public. I think you pay like a fee for a day of, you know, mining or whatever. But
I watched this there's this like people on YouTube where they just mine stuff, and you know,
I have been watching the same things.
Well, this guy, he talked about the sleuth thing.
Yes.
He bought this property. He goes out, and it was an illegal sleuther, but it was set up like for 50 years.
Oh,
it had been there, right? So he starts tearing it up, but it had been there for 50 years. So there was a ridiculous amount of gold in the bottom of it because it had been sitting there. And the water had just been going over it and going over it. And it had been
because it was caught in the heavy parts. Yeah.
He got like 2 pounds or 3 pounds of gold.
Wow.
Just this one box.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That is really crazy. Before we move on to the exciting surprise, last night I did a video with Riz, Sovereign Riz, and Michael. They're both DAO members that I have been on the DAO with for the Veritasium for a long time. And a couple DAO members got together, and they know, like, so they're starting to do more development with some of the project, and they need some funding. There's also a legal opportunity that I can't speak to very much, but they do need some funds to file, and they're going to file another, I believe it's another amicus brief that has some very interesting information. And once it's filed, it'll be public. We'll share it with everybody and everything, but it's kind of exciting. It's one of the things Greg introduced me to, or the thoughts, ideas that Greg kind of brought to the forefront. So I was really excited about that. But one of the things they're doing is you can go to Quantum Metals, and if you go to veridao.io, that will take you to, that's probably the easiest way to do it, to get to the to the auction. Where's my auction page? Did I lose it? I'll put the link in the description, but either check out my Twitter at Lisa Mighty Davis. I have the video pinned right now. It has the information under it. But you can go to that website, and then you can also sign a petition to say whether you were harmed by Reggie Middleton or, maybe someone else, like a 3-letter agency. I don't know, whatever your comment you want to place in that, there is a petition there as well. So there's an auction, and then there's also a raffle. So there's a couple different ways you can get involved. You can give as little as $25, and you can bid whatever you want for the big package. The big package has a 1980s Wishes and Rainbows comic book, and the more current one from I don't know when that's from, the one that Bix shares a lot and all that. And then they have a ballet wallet with 2 very tokens on them, and then a round silver berry with the NFT on it, smart metal. So it's kind of a cool package, because the smart metals right now are going for like $350 or more, I think, by themselves. So great opportunity to get involved with that. I really thought I had my page up already, but I don't. Sorry about that. So tell me your dirty secret.
Well, it's pretty dirty. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I really think you have to know about this. I mean, I didn't know.
Is it a conspiracy?
Oh. See, I want to say yes, but I have to say no, because it's all true. And you can get all
I mean, it's not true.
It's crazy. You have to know. Yeah. I know I didn't know, but so how you use words, Federal Reserve, government, treason, all that kind of stuff. So this is real. This is real. It happened, and there's conflicting reports, because I looked into it and went down a little rabbit hole, and a lot of the stuff says, no, don't look at that. It's no big deal. It's nothing. That's
been debunked. That's my favorite one.
It's closed. No, it's not debunked. That's the thing. You can't say that. They say, but it's closed. The matter never went anywhere. And then there's other stuff that said it's not closed. It's never went anywhere, so it's not closed.
The matter is closed? Okay.
Yeah, that's what, like, Google and stuff. And it's weird how adamant they are. Like, this is closed. Don't worry about it. Absolutely. It's almost like you're stupid for asking that.
Like, move along. Oh yeah, they love to shame you.
So it's okay. So here, I'm gonna put in a private chat. I want you to search this and
search it up
and pull it up. Do you know who this guy is?
Are you talking about well, he's not a congressman, is he? Oh, no. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the guy from Diego Garcia who's missing.
Yeah.
No, I do not know who.
So excited if you don't know anything about this.
Nope, do not know anything about this.
Pull it up.
Lord have mercy.
I really want to blow your mind, because my mind was blown. So I think this is going to be so cool trying to blow your mind.
I will be so happy. Okay, I'm going to share the tab. Is it showing? No, it's not. There we go. We're going to learn together. Who is this dude? Louis T. McFadden.
Okay, so Louis T. McFadden. It doesn't give a search assist. Can you click on that? I use DuckDuckGo.
AI mode.
Try AI mode, yeah.
I never even saw that before. Okay. This dude, July 18th. Oh, Lord. Are you going back to 1871? That's when we really lost our country.
Oh, I'm going to blow your mind. You know what? I'm going to just give you the link to do it with DuckDuckGo, because you shouldn't be using that. Anyway, here.
Well, I'm using pre-search, but it's terrible.
Yeah, use the link I just sent there.
Really terrible.
It's still terrible. DuckDuckGo is still terrible, but it's better than.
That's better than that. Okay. Share this tab instead. Lewis McFadden was a Republican congressman from Pennsylvania who served the U.S. House of Representatives from 1915 to 1935, known for sponsoring the McFadden Act of 1927, which rechartered the Federal Reserve System and liberalized branch banking, as well as for his controversial anti-Semitic views. Oh,
So can you click on view more?
okay. This better be good.
It's crazy.
Okay.
So
okay, he's from Pennsylvania. Blah, blah,
chairman
blah.
of the House Committee on Banking and Currency. So
Here we go. From 1920 to 31.
So legislation, he's best known for sponsoring the McFadden Act, which rechartered the Federal Reserve System in perpetuity. In what? In perpetuity. It means it forever.
What? Forever. That's what that means. Okay, but the fact that it's saying, okay, that really doesn't bother me so much because it is the fact that it says rechartered means it is chartered. Any agency that's chartered can just be defunded. It is not part of our Constitution. It's not part of America. We don't have to continue to support these corrupt agencies and systems that are charters. You just defund them. You don't even have to make them go away. They can be there, but no one's going to work there if there's no funding and they have no power. So go ahead. Tell me, wow me. Tell me why this is so amazing. Are you muted and you don't know it? Or you're frozen? He's frozen. He'll be back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, we'll read a little bit while he's gone. Let's see. Where am I? Did I lose the page? Here it is. Prominent Republican, controversial views, Federal Reserve opposition. Wait a minute. He became a vocal critic of the Federal Reserve, claiming it was controlled by Jewish interests and alleging it was responsible for the Great Depression. What? Hold on. Maybe this is a good thing.
That was weird.
I know you fully froze, and I thought your voice volume was off. But
okay. When did it stop?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look.
What was I reading? Did I read all of it?
No. That's why I kept reading. Once you left, I was like, well, let's read some more. Blah, blah, blah. And then I went down to his Federal Reserve opposition is the most interesting thing to me.
Okay, so controversial views, anti-Semitism. McFadden was known for his anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, which that wasn't a word back then, which ultimately contributed to his political downfall. No, his political downfall was he died a couple of years later under suspicious circumstances. His views included accusations against the Jewish banking interests for manipulating the economy. Federal Reserve opposition, he became a vocal critic to the Federal Reserve, claiming it was controlled by Jewish interests and alleging it was responsible for the Great Depression.
Yes, that's interesting.
Okay, so here's what he did. He impeached the Federal Reserve. He brought articles of impeachment to impeach the Federal Reserve, the chairman, everyone connected to it, and in perpetuity from now on. It has to be run a certain way or they're impeached.
This is the McFadden Act that you're talking about. Okay, it ensures the continued existence and influence over the banking system. It also liberalized branch banking rules, allowing national banks to operate branches in states where state banks had similar privileges, which helped level the playing field between national and state banks.
But he brought impeachment articles of impeachment against the Federal Reserve and everyone there and charged them with what? What's the word?
Treason, but
with treason.
I don't see it on this article.
Yeah, I know. So you have to go to, you know where you can get it from? The actual .gov, congress.gov. You can
really?
Yeah, because they have strict rules and laws when tech companies don't. So here, this is a little quick video on the guy because I didn't know that he was died.
Okay, are you sending to me?
I read, yeah, it's in the private chat there. I read the political downfall. He didn't have a political downfall. He died.
In 1936, Congressman Lewis McFadden, A hero fighting the banks drops dead at 58. Official cause, heart failure. But whispers say poison. No autopsy. Why? Because 3 years earlier, in 1933, he exposed the greatest financial scam in history.
3 assassination attempts, by the
Tried
way.
to kill him for it twice before. Once by poison, which he made known to the public, and once by firing shots into his home. This is the story of the charges he leveled, charges that could topple the Federal Reserve today, and why they've sat unanswered for 92 years. On May 23, 1933, McFadden stood on the House floor and accused the entire Federal Reserve Board, past and present governors, and the treasurers and secretaries of the Treasury of high treason,
And
conspiracy, embezzlement, and selling out America to foreign bankers. He charged them with looting the Treasury of $80 billion, that's 1.9 trillion in today's dollars,
Gold and silver.
loans and secret deals. He said they deliberately engineered the Great Depression to steal our gold and crash the economy, funneling billions to European banks while Americans starved in breadlines. He accused them of violating the Constitution by creating money out of thin air and handing control to international financiers. This wasn't ranting. It was a formal impeachment motion, backed by evidence of manipulated crashes, illegal gold shipments, and treasonous acts that put foreign interests above the American people. Congress heard it and buried it in committee. No trial, no answers, just silence. The attack started soon after. First poison attempt. McFadden survives, calls it out. Second, shots fired into his home, narrowly missing him. Third, 1936 after a banquet, violent illness. He dies days later. Official story, food poisoning or heart attack. But no autopsy, suspicious for a public figure. His charges, still open, referred to committee, never resolved. Why? Because answering them would expose the Fed's house of cards, a private cartel printing money from debt, backed by your life as collateral. They buried McFadden's charges because, if investigated, the entire $35 trillion debt scam would unravel. The Fed would be exposed as a fraud, creating endless money from thin air, crashing economies for profit, and enslaving Americans to foreign bankers. No more endless wars funded by debt. No more inflation stealing your savings. The power shifts back to the people. 92 years later, those charges sit open, a ticking bomb. Demand answers, and the $35 trillion debt scam unravels. Learn more by searching Burn, the corporate fiction on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble.
So they're still open now. If you,
I was going to say, if they're still open, then that means the Congress could take them up again at any time.
correct now, if you, let me see here.
I love when you do homework like this. This is great.
Now search this and look at the answer that you get, because I watched a guy search it on something, he got a completely different answer. And those are the words I remember down exact.
I'm going to use Grok, my buddy. Mom's.
You might get a different answer than I used. I think it was ChatGPT 5.
Oh, I don't use ChatGPT.
I used something that used it. So
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll play around a couple of them and see what it.
it told me, no, stupid. It's like 90 years old. It'll be open.
No, simpleton. Yeah, this one says no too. Are not still open in any meaningful procedure. They were introduced in 33 and died in committee without
In
further.
any meaningful procedure. Yeah, see, that's.
What does died it mean?
They're using words that they don't, these things don't usually use to me.
Yeah.
It literally was telling me like I was dumb for asking. And you could ask it anything. It doesn't tell you that.
Point of order was raised. Could even be impeached under Constitution. Speaker Henry Rain ruled that it was a constitutional question for the full House, not the chair. Resolution referred to the House Judiciary Committee for consideration. There was some discussion or hearing in the committee, but no further action was taken. It was never reported out to the full House for a vote and never debated on the floor as impeachment articles and never sent to the Senate. So it died in this committee. So what happens to
They
why?
were never prosecuted and are long closed.
Where do you see that?
That's when I searched. What did I search?
Okay.
GPT-5 Mini.
Okay.
And What is this one? Anyway, so here's
Common for impeachment resolutions are not perpetual. Each Congress has a new legislative body every 2 terms. Resolutions from prior Congress do not carry over automatically unless reintroduced. So McFadden's 73rd Congress, it
but that's
expired.
the thing. They didn't. It was never really introduced. They put it in a committee.
Okay.
So it's not. That doesn't. That's why there's. That's why
They
they say,
never made resolution.
because they either need to act on it or send it back to the floor, because it's just sitting there. It's like it's in the inbox. That's what one side's saying, and the other side saying that it's not. But you talked about the greed thing, and that's how people always screw up. It's because of the greed. I think they tried this crazy scam, and it worked. And they wanted to steal all the gold, and because that's what money. They want real money.
Real money, yeah.
And they got it. But then they didn't expect to get it. I don't think they expected it to work as well as it did. I don't think they expected people to be stupid as they did. I think they expected the level of complacency. So they moved on, and they started taking everything. And I think that they have taken everything over these decades, right? What's the only thing that's left? After you've got the money, you've got the resources, you've got the minerals.
People? Oh, minerals. Okay.
You've got it all. What's left?
The people, I guess.
The land itself.
Oh, well, that's where China tried to. They're having a lot of.
What's BlackRock been doing? What have they all been doing? And I've been saying they just print money and buy real stuff. And then they have the real stuff, and people have worthless paper. Yeah. They have been printing money and just buying land. That's why it doesn't matter. Your house worth $100,000.
And there he gets kicked off again. I haven't had him kicked off before that I can remember. And now that's twice in one show. Yes, we are very shadow banned. Thank you for finding us and joining us.
I am not joking. This is
like,
weird.
share, and subscribe because we are very, very shadow banned.
This is weird. Yeah, go both our channels.
Yeah,
I think that's what they've been doing. That they have been just printing the money, buying the land. They have the gold. They have the silver.
They're giving you monopoly money for an actual hard asset.
Exactly. They're giving you monopoly money, and you're giving, your actual deed to your real house. Yeah. It's. I think that's where we're at now, and this is the last, because that's why I don't know if I came through, but they're like, oh, your house is worth $100,000. Give you $250,000, $250,000. Okay, here you go. No problem. We just printed it up, but now they have your house and your land. And you took paper.
Well, that's like the Fed being the ultimate company store. Like, we're the little slaves that work for the company store. You don't have an option. You're born into it. And you go to work, and you are going to earn spend your energy earning their dollars to spend in their store, and while you're doing the work to create assets. And like you're saying, well, is it land? Is it a house? Is it, investing in a company or building up something? You get reimbursed in their paper.
Yeah.
That's worth nothing.
Or whatever. They've made us believe that this is value. This is toilet paper. It's worthless. This is $1. This is a $100 bill. It's worth a lot. There's people that will do stupid, degrading things for this. They would punch you if you asked them to do something stupid for the toilet paper. And right. they're very similar. You know what I mean?
It has more use case, actually. Yeah.
Actually, back when Venezuela first fell, like, I remember this, it was like to buy a roll of toilet paper, you needed a wheelbarrow full of money. And I was like, if you wiped your butt with the money, that's like 10 rolls of toilet paper. And the person I was talking to were like, you're right. Like, it's literally better to wipe your butt with the money. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I know they were doing things like making purses out of them. I mean, just because they were literally worthless.
Yeah. I remember, you remember KLF.
No.
KLF's gonna rock you. That okay? So
I thought that's what you meant, but I am not that cool, so I
they,
cannot say that.
they came out of nowhere. There's just these two like British dudes that didn't give a crap about anything. They were just goofing around.
Mhm.
Anyway, they got a million pounds up front, and they did this stunt where they flew out to this like island off the coast of England, and they set the 1,000,000 pounds, which is like $2 million then, on fire, and they just burnt it all up.
Well, our Treasury or Fed or whoever does that now, it comes back in and they just burn it or shred it or
They do.
whatever.
They shred it if it's old. They cut it, and that brings up another thing. It's weird that you bring that up. I remember watching that, and I was a kid, but I felt something weird
Mm.
inside of me that was like it was so wrong, and it has to be brainwashing. And another thing was watching like a documentary on how they take all the bills that are old and they just destroy them
Yeah.
and get chopped. And just seeing that made me feel this weird feeling of dread and fright,
Huh.
that I didn't like or understand. But
It's like
yeah.
going to a magic show. I hate magic. I hate going to magic shows.
I like magic
I'll
shows.
go to a magic show. I won't even watch magic on TV. It pisses me off.
Why?
Because you're the dumb dog.
Because you're what?
You're the dumb dog. Like, when they go like this to a dog and throw the ball, and then they,
Yeah.
you're the dumb dog.
See,
And
that's
what's worse is you're worse
interesting.
than a dumb dog because you paid to sit in a seat and be
You're
the dog.
entertained. So I like magic. And it's a weird thing because I want to figure it out.
No.
And every now and then I figure it out if the dude sucks, usually. And then when I figure it out, it's the biggest letdown.
Disappointment.
It's so disappointing.
Because it's all a lie.
I know it's a lie, but I want to figure it out. But then once I figure it out, it's this like little
I
piece of
can
me.
hook
Like,
you up with my ex-husband. You can listen to him for hours. You'll be so entertained.
But I save these little magic videos to do for the kids, cards and rubber band magic all the time. A lot of magic is real. It is, which I found, it's just science.
Oh, well.
Like with cards, like I'll teach the kids. She's like, and Nora's like, how does this work? I said, it's magic. And she goes, no, what's the trick? And I'm like, you're doing it. And I'm like, it's mathematical. If you do this and this, and you're going to get this.
Because there's 52 cards.
Yeah, I don't, and
happen.
that's like good magicians. Like I really don't know how this works, but it does. And that's like this like cool mathematics that works. And then like engineering with the rubber band thing, where you can make it, things move and they, pop around, and it's
Okay, well, maybe it would be a good homeschool method of teaching. Now I'm in a cave, but I really hate it for myself. I don't like watching.
Yeah, it is cool, especially because it's like when it's real, you're not like sleight of hand stuff. With sleight of hand stuff's hard. It is kind of tough, especially with the kids because they're like looking at your hand. You got to like hide quarters, behind these fingers. I'm like, look, I'm not helping anything. Look, there's nothing here. Nothing at all in my hand. They're all like, I'm holding like, $1 to the quarters back here.
Oh, God. I would love to see you with your grandkids. That would crack me up. That would be very entertaining. Well, Artemis.
So anyway, what they did was they stole $80 billion
Okay.
from the Treasury in gold and silver shipments
Okay.
in 1928. So that's valued at over $2 trillion, like months ago. So this is before the big hike, but still $2 trillion. That's our gold. That's nothing changes.
Well, it was all redistributed in 2020 or around that time when Trump was in the first time because we needed his NDAA and we had that huge transition of power in the military. They sold off tons of Air Force bases, Hawaii specifically, but there was a giant transfer of power in the military through that NDAA. They also mentioned that that the poisoning of the water would be brought forward to the public. Just now, they are doing all those Camp Lejeune lawsuits where they've been the military was poisoned by the water and they knew it, and all these people have died of cancer and all this. The PFA thing came out about the firemen that was on that NDAA. That foam stuff that they use is like full of PFAs and causes cancer and all this. There's several things in that. And it was back when I used to do videos with Public, my friend, the TPA, the Public Awakening. And we watched one Christmas because his family worked for a landscaping company, ran a landscaping company. He's like a third generation or something that does that. And we were watching these Christmas trees be delivered. And he's like, Lisa, look how that truck is bowing. He's like, that's not a tree. I don't care how big they're saying that tree is. That is not a tree on that semi. And we were watching them all be delivered. So, I mean, I really think that all got redistributed. Probably when, Trump did his first tour as king and they welcomed him all over the world and whatever. Speaking of No King's Day, we're all kings, right?
You know what's funny? So they had this big protest, No King's Day.
Mm-hmm.
All these people showed up.
Mm-hmm.
They were out there with the signs. They were protesting hardcore.
I heard they had really nice signs.
It was one of the biggest turnouts of any city in London.
Oh, so Charles is supposed to come here, allegedly, and visit. And I guess it's like his 19th or 20th visit to the States, but there's something different about this visit. And I just think it's hilarious because it's just all so fake.
It's like
Zachary would say fake.
You literally have a king. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
and they used to look up to them. They used to like idolize their king and queen and
they still do.
Princess.
That's the thing. They're it's to different degrees. But you know what I found out? See, that's interesting. We always talk about like the way of thinking of someone. Like, we don't understand it,
Mm-hmm.
and their way of thinking completely. Like, we don't get it. We can't get it. Middle class over there, it's poverty. If you're the middle class, because class means something very different. It's like a much more serious word. We look at it as kind of a
Financial
or economic thing. With them, it's a lot. It's like the person
you're talking about more like status.
Who you're born. It's if you're middle class, you're in poverty. It's a much lower thing. But then they have these other words for moving up till you get to royalty. But I watched this video comparing if you are knighted, what you get compared to if you get the Medal of Honor.
Oh, okay.
It's insane.
Knighting, then you're a lord or you're a, what do they call it?
Sir
Elton John. He was knighted.
They get nothing.
Oh.
They get absolutely nothing. I think they get I don't even know if they get a parking spot, but they get nothing. And it's like then this guy went back, and it's like you're supposed to already be a certain level in order to be looked upon to be knighted, so you should be financially fine. If you get the Medal of Honor, did you know you and your family fly free on airlines? $3 million right off the bat. Boom.
Wow, that's cool.
You get $1,200 a month. You get a 10% bonus on any military retirement. You do get special parking. There's like this crazy list of stuff that you get. Versus knighting, you literally get nothing.
I've never heard that. Now, who did they used to? Wasn't though getting the Medal of Honor like a bad guy before Trump? Like, didn't they give Ellen the Medal of Honor and all that?
The Medal of Freedom. Yeah.
Oh, the freedom.
Yeah. You gotta be.
Not the same perks.
No. Which they,
Get out of jail for baby
I
eating.
did that. Medal of Freedom is civilian. Medal of Honor, military.
Oh, well, don't you get a lot of that already in the military? I feel like the
No.
military already gets like free flights and
No.
a great
They
retirement and
for
stuff.
life and for your family, for you and your immediate family, for life flights. And I found out, because this guy was talking about it, that American Airlines, all the airlines offered this to like people. It was $100,000, and just like in the 70s or 80s or whatever, you could buy a ticket. And that's it. There was like some restrictions, but it was any flight, anytime. You had like a pass. But they took it away, and they stopped selling it, and they started to look for loopholes, and they brought it back for $500,000. And then they brought it back for like I think it was like $1 million, and they still canceled it, and they still tried to sue people and look for loopholes to get people that have it to take it away. It's because it's flying is out and so expensive.
Yeah,
That's what the guy did the like comparison. He said it's worth like $3-4 million. Now,
have you been seeing some of the videos of ICE helping people out at the? I swear it's like a big PR move. Like if I was planning to save the reputation of ICE, I would have done exactly that. They're not only like helping people get through TSA faster, they're standing in line for them so the person can go to the bathroom. They're holding their place in line. They're handing out bottles of water. They're being helpful. They're being like servants instead of, Gestapo, like the TSA wants to mistreat people and all that. So I thought that was pretty great. I enjoyed watching those videos. Yeah, for sure. Artemis launches tomorrow. Do you know anything about that? I'm going to try to talk to somebody about that.
What is it?
Tomorrow on April 1st. Maybe it will be a joke. I don't know.
Joke, yeah.
The joke is the moon. I don't know.
The moon is a joke. There's so many crazy things about the moon. If you look into it, there is a lot of crazy shit about the moon.
Yeah. I'm going to have Ken the scientist back on again soon to talk about some of that. Like he helped with calculations because they were having trouble landing something like a satellite or something on the moon. And so he was helping it. And when we were in Canada, he's so smart. He's like, they thought it was round. And that was what the calculation was wrong, because they thought it was round because it's actually like more like football shaped almost, or oval. And it's just so funny talking to these like incredibly intelligent people. And he's like, they thought it was round. Their calculations were all wrong,
It's also, that new Hail Mary movie. I've been looking more to like.
It's a football thing. Hail Mary.
I mean, it's what the saying comes from, but it just means to.
I'm not watching that.
Like a last ditch effort. It's not football. I think this way. Space. Ryan Gosling movie. But I've been getting into going down the rabbit hole of like time dilation, and I used to be really into time and time travel because
because you're a time traveler.
Because my son died and I wanted to try it.
Oh, that's very sweet, Sean.
But which I did. I figured it is possible, but it's not possible for your body. Human body can't do it because of the speed. But so the closer you get to the speed of light, the more time slows down for you.
Right.
But it's the same for everyone else.
Sure, because they're not moving.
So, like to go to Mars, it's closest. It would be like 3 days, but it would be 2 days. But it'd be like 3 days on Earth, and then the further out you get, the bigger it is. But you don't turn on the gas and get somewhere. You turn on the gas and get halfway there, and then you have to turn around. and the other half you have to be going the opposite way to slow down.
Mm.
So it's like you go this way and then you flip around and you keep going because you have all that momentum.
So that's the pathway that they're showing right now. They're having them like loop around the moon and come back.
Well, that's the thing. So we don't have efficient enough engines to go for that long period of time. So we have to use gravity assisted. So we have to go around planets, go around the sun, go around moons then we hit our thrust, and then that gives us the speed. But we can get anywhere within a person's lifetime in the universe, in the known universe. Because the farther you have to go, the faster you have to build up, so the more time dilation there are. So the furthest edge of the universe would take us like 32 years to get there. That's all. But like 4 billion years would pass for Earth. That's way out there. But then the thing that's really neat is there's what's called, I think it's the galactic plane, because we think of things in like 3 dimensions, you know. But when you think of space, you think of Earth and all the planets, they like line up. You know what I mean? They're on this galactic plane. But then like Centauri, it's like here. But then the second closest star system, I think, is Betelgeuse, and it's like way straight up. It's not like we think of things as, you know, farther that way, but it's, you know, it's actually 3-dimensional, so it's different. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Speaking of the moon, there's supposed to be a pink full moon tomorrow. So I have a question for you. Meme Asylum, I thought, went on the moon cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So the full moon tomorrow is not a cutoff for anything? Because when I went to my Meme Asylum, because I want to wait as long as I can to mint my Doom token or my Doom coin. And
why?
Because I'm hoping that my Trumponin or one of those like 8Xs.
Oh, so you get more ECTs?
Yeah. So then I have more ECTs and I don't have to, I can keep more of my other meme coins.
Computer, when does the moon cycle end?
Because this says we have 8 more days.
16 days.
16 days.
It's currently in the waxing gibbous phase, about 13 days into its cycle.
It's 13 days into its cycle.
Okay. We're 13 days into the cycle?
Yeah, so it should end like tomorrow, right?
Well, that's what the full moon is tomorrow. That's why I was confused when I went to Meme Asylum and they were like 8 more days. And I'm like, I'm not going to miss out on my minting. Am I reading this wrong? Am I doing this wrong? It says I have 8 days, 23 hours, and 54 minutes. So I would think that means I can still mint.
I know I minted all mine right away.
Oh, see, I've been like,
because you don't get any kind of bonus or anything, just, you know.
Right, but if your other coins weren't up, then you could cash.
Yeah, I already had enough ETC.
More multiplier. I'm just being very cheap.
Coin. You know, cheap. I bought 32,000 or 37,000. Let me look. Where's my stats? I bought 37,346 ECT. And I have like 10 million now. Just from, you know, playing the system.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're stacking ECT, not meme coin. So do you cash them out every time?
No. Oh, I have let me see. I can show you what I got here.
Because I kept a little bit. I try to keep as much as I can of each one.
Yeah.
Hoping that it might go 32x or whatever. Then I would cash it into ECT. You know. But only one person gets the 32x, right?
No.
Might ever go to 16.
No, it's just the supply. So if someone with a lot of it burns it, then
it could go to that.
It could, yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Let me
screen share so I can show people what you're doing.
See, I bought 37,000. I've voted with 2 million. I burned 4.5 million almost. But I have 1.7 million Doom, 1.7 million Baron Harkonnen Trump,
I love your numbers.
Chicken Swinger 1.5, and still have about 500,000. I have 100,000 gold. And this, the
Dipro.
yeah, what is it? 8x? Yeah, 8x.
They're all only 8x, I think. Except for, I think Tramponin is still 4x.
Did Goy go to 8x?
And Chicken Swinger is like 1x, because it's new. Yeah, it went to 8x, didn't it?
Wow, yeah, it did. The trust the plan coin.
Mm-hmm.
That did go to 8x. Jeez, that was fast.
Yeah.
Chicken Swinger.
I already have my next idea for next round to mint another one.
No, Chicken Swinger's at 2x.
Chicken Swinger. Oh, Chicken Swinger went 2x. Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't hit 4x yet.
Update. Oh man, I like to wait though, because I want all those multipliers.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun. I've never done a meme coin or played with any of that, so it's kind of fun for me.
I had almost 3x multiplier,
Mm.
and I minted all my stuff. So
How many did you mint of the Doom?
1.7.
1.7 million.
Yep.
Million.
So that's gonna go to.
I think I only have like 400,000, 500,000.
Doesn't take long, and then you build it up.
I'm
That's
trying.
why I want ECT to start going up, because
I get people to create use case. So the other thing you can do with Meme Asylum, you can play around with the community group and do these votes, and everybody has a lot of fun with it. But you can also, there is an option in Meme Asylum to create your own coin for your own use and community that you could use like off platform.
Mhm.
It's super easy the way they have it to mint and all this. It's really easy and kind of fun. So if a community wanted to do something like that, they could. But there's multiple use cases. The white paper on Meme Asylum is super short, and it's really well written and gives you some information. But anyway, it's just something I'm playing with to have fun, and it's been a lot of fun. I feel like I'm learning something, so I always love that. Thank you so much, Joliet, Larry, for all your encouragement in the chat today, and thank you guys all for watching and listening and adding value, whether you're bringing information to us or just chatting with the community. We love having you. Please make sure to go to both of our channels and like both videos. It would really help us out, all the algorithm stuff and all that. And make sure that you're subscribed and check the little bell, because I get a lot of people get unsubscribed, and they'll usually kind of mention it in the chat. But we would love to see you here, and we're going to have lots more shows this week, so I'd love to have you join us for those as well. And Sean, I'll see you on Thursday.
Y'all, do you know what it is?
I haven't looked.
Okay.
Are you looking right at it?
No, I'm not. But last week was a Audible, so
It was, free for all.
yeah.
Let's see. Do I have it on my calendar yet? I don't think I have it on my calendar. I think I just have the saving it. It doesn't say. They changed the way they did the calendar, so I can't see the title.
It's on 4/2. It is
The day after April Fools. Everyone be very careful tomorrow. Do not believe everything you hear or see. I mean, you should do that every day, but be very careful, because some people think it's funny to like scare, traumatize, lie to other people.
replace income with blockchain. Now you can use blockchain to replace incomes.
Okay, that's good. I will say there was one other thing with Coffee and Stock saying the pink moon. I sent you a video on Facebook of this interview with this guy that he predicted back in, I don't know when, that there would be this whatever Aurelius, I don't know, some light thing, and it would be a red star, and it's usually a blue star. and then the scientists ran it through like a calculation or computer, and what they're talking about is that this would be some kind of great awakening, but also wars and all kinds of terrible stuff as well, on what they found to be Easter. So not April 1st, but we are coming to all of that in
What did you
Easter.
think of J.D. Vance, what he said about
Demons?
yeah.
I've thought that for a long time. So
Yeah,
ever
it's weird to
since
hear someone say that.
Cliff told the story about his dad, when he was in the military, he led this group of guys. I can't remember. I think they were in helicopters, and they all had on night vision goggles. Well, back then they were red, not green night vision, and they were seeing demons and stuff flying around. Maybe aliens. Maybe it's the same word, or the same thing with different words. Is what I'm trying to say. But they were. This one guy looked like he was like taking coke or something, and Cliff's dad went down, and he's like, and back then they didn't have those kind of drugs for him or whatever, and he's like, what's wrong with you, whatever, and the guy was shooting at the other like helicopters, like friendly fire, and he was telling him about seeing these demons, whatever. So he had them all take off their night vision goggles. He ended up getting an award for like saving all these people's lives because they were friendly fire shooting at each other, thinking they were going to get the demons or the flying things, aliens, whatever they were. So I've always thought, the Bible got words, and it's not to be taken literal. Every time Jesus told a story to tell a lesson, he told it in a story presentation so that you would interpret it. And so I don't think we're supposed to be just so literal, but anyway. It's kind of my 2 cents.
I thought it was interesting.
It is interesting. It's very interesting. All right. Well, we'll play this video about Easter, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.
You were right the whole time. She showed me other things. When the star of Regulus is red on the horizon in front of the gaze of the Sphinx before daylight, at that moment would mark a change in humanity's knowledge. They took that celestial event and ran it through these machines that showed that exact alignment will happen in 2026 at Easter.
What will happen?
When the suffering of man comes too great, they're going to stop it. They're going to snuff out the darkness.
Where do you think you were for the hours that you disappeared during the incident in 2007?
Well, I can tell you I had no clue until 2008 when MUFON came and did the Discovery Show. They actually sent a guy from a Harvard-trained psychiatrist that does hypnosis, and he